Good afternoon. You know, typical MoDOT practicality. There's not a person standing in the sun right now. Look at that. Um, no, that's smart. That's good. It's a beautiful day. I'd like to welcome all of you to our 9th annual Day of Remembrance. Uh, this ceremony's really, not only is it worth doing, I think it's personal for each and every one of us. There really aren't words to describe the gratitude we have for the fathers, the mothers, the siblings, the husbands and wives who you've lost while they're doing their jobs in service to our state. That public service at the highest level, and that sacrifice at the highest level is something that we always have to remember, and we always have to recognize and pay tribute. And it's important that we do. Your strength and resilience are inspiring for all. For in many ways, we've lost family also. Your loved ones were important members of our MoDOT family, and you remain in our thoughts, not only on this day, but throughout the year. Each year, as we honor our fallen, we also take a moment to thank those employees who worked so hard to make this memorial a reality. It was a dedication of those employees who made sure that not only would this memorial be built, but also that we would gather each year and remember those who are no longer with us. Sadly, this year, we have to add another name to this memorial. Lloyd Crawford, who worked with the department for 18 years, was killed on June 28 in Platte County while placing highway signs to warn motorists of water over the road. The work our people do is dangerous. This memorial and its 135 names are a testament to that danger. But we continue to work to improve the safety of all of our employees. That's one of our core values. And to me, frankly, it's the most important value we have. Safety of our employees, the safety of the traveling public while they're using our roads. And we have to continue to work hard to improve that each and every day. We're also dedicated to educating the public on what they can do to help keep themselves and our workforce safe on Missouri roadways. All of us, travelers, commuters, and MoDOT workers, are just trying to get home safely. During the last 18 months, as we've experienced a lot of uncertainty in trying times with the pandemic, we've seen that behavior that we count on when people are using the privilege, not the right, but the privilege to use the transportation network. We've seen speed increase at alarming rates. We've seen distraction increase at alarming rates. And it's having safety impacts not only for our workers, but for those partners that we work with in the highway patrol, with our municipal partners, with our construction partners, and with the public at large. These are safety issues that continue to plague us, and they're behavioral in nature. And we have to continue to implore the traveling public to do their part so that we can all go home safely. Every employee we've lost was a hardworking, talented individual who's taken from our MoDOT family much too soon. But there were so much more to their family and friends. And that's what brings us here today, to honor their memory. We can never forget who they were, what they meant to us, and that they are much, much more than just names on a memorial. And I also want to acknowledge, as we're here today, I want to acknowledge that there's been loss during the pandemic as well this past year, this past 18 months. There have been 3 of our MoDOT employees were lost to the pandemic. And while not the same kind of construct as to why we're here with the memorial, I think it's important to take a moment to think of them and to continue to renew and redouble our efforts to pay attention that we're still in the midst of a pandemic. It's made our work more challenging, and our team has risen to that challenge each and every day to keep the transportation network flowing and to keep the traveling public safe while they're doing it. It's just been an extraordinary and challenging past couple years for our entire team. The loss of our team members to the pandemic is tragic, and we hope to have no more of that loss going forward. and the loss of any one member, losing Lloyd this past year, we have to continue to press forward and try to make sure that our efforts are to make sure that while we memorialize and honor those we've lost, our charge each and every day is to make sure that no more names get added to this memorial. I want to thank you for being here and for letting me be part of this ceremony. And I'd like to introduce one of our own, Rudy Nickens, and he's going to follow me. He runs our EEO division and is just a great part of the MoDOT team. So, Rudy.
Thank you, Director. Good afternoon. I am Rudy Nickens, Director of the Equal Opportunity and Diversity Division. I am honored to be here today. As we prepare to read the names of our fallen workers, I just want to say this is a truly humbling experience. These 135 individuals were dedicated to their jobs, their coworkers, their families, and the state of Missouri. Reading the names of our fallen is not only symbolic, but a very personal way of remembering them. Remembering the people who paid the ultimate price for being a public servant. In some traditions, it has been said that a person has two deaths. The first death is when you take your last breath. The second death is when your name is spoken for the last time. This memorial, this ritual, this ceremony allows us to remember and say their names year after year after year to make sure that, in fact, they live on in our lives, our hearts, and our family forever. Today, we have employees from various parts of the organization who volunteered to read the names of our fallen coworkers. Just like me, they feel very privileged to be involved with this very important part of the ceremony. So I welcome the next Northwest District.
I'm Taylor Bruni, and I'll be reading the names from the Northwest District. Claude Adkisson, Elid Doyle, Larry Graves, Kenneth Hasbrook, Joe Houston, Joseph Hughes, Clarence Ingalls, Lloyd Land, Randy Munsterman, Roy Murphy, Wendell O'Neill, Ivan Ramsey, Cleo Rode, Lawton Robert, Thomas Snuffer, Otis Stretch, William Walker, Donald Wyatt.
Hi, my name is Jean Nugas, and I'll be reading the names from the Northeast District. E. Baker, Henry Beckman, James Carmichael, William Epperson, Harold Hesse, Danny Leak, Elmer Lean, Donna Lindsay, Robert Mayer, Sidney Mitchell, George Pfeiffer, Lowell Tallman.
My name is Eric Schrader. It's my honor to read the names for the Kansas City District. Howard Anderson, Floyd Ash, William Caldwell, Garth Camden, Burl Chambers, Lloyd Crawford, Clarence Foster, Leroy Hall, Melvin Harris, Ray Edward Hayer, Calvin Johnson, Marilyn Keller, Gary Dean Kirby, Devere Limbacher, Julie Love, John Mather, Joseph Saunders, Clifton Scott, Craig Shields, Harry Simmers, Daniel Taylor, Henry Wolgamuth, Mike York.
My name is Randy Alber, and I'll be reading the names for the Central District. Wilbur Barnes, Christopher Block, Harry Davis, Joseph Embry, Lafayette Hessery, James Glenn, Wayne Hall, Thomas Mertz, William Mosley, Brian Keith Perry, Charles Shilb, Frederick Trowbridge.
My name is Aisha Wright Crowder, and I'll be reading the names for Central Office. Gregory Coleman, Cecil Jefferson, Dwayne Pace, James Schwartz, Russell Tynes, James Walther.
My name is Brenda Morris, and I will be reading the names from the St. Louis District. Robert Ite, Perry Barks, Otis Capps, William Carr, David Cook, Charles Denatali, Lyndon Epker, Theodore Ellman, Adolph Faith, Eugene George, August Glosmeyer, Arthur Gordon, Nicole Graham, Ken Hoyerman, Marvin Lewis, Larry Licklider, Jeffrey McBride, Randy Nail, Robert Reckenton, Roland Rash, Roy Robertson, Houston Schrum, Leonard Simon, John Smith, Gerald Steern, William Weta, and Everett Young.
My name is Nicole Hood, and I'll be reading the names from the Southwest District. John Ullman, Paul Atchley, Carla Bablitz, Everett Bullock, James Campbell, William Crane II, Preston Ellington, Merle Grayson, Rick Harmon, John Hawkins, Paul Holt, Wesley Jones, Pete Menard, James Minton Jr., Cal Mummy, William Passley, Charles Rogers Jr., Milo Schooler, Joshua Slatton, Bert Venata, Arthur Walker Jr., and Terry Washam. My name is Natalie Roark, and I'm honored to read the names of the Southeast District. James Brannick, Homer Bratton, Irvin Cudworth, Bob F. Tink, Dennis Evans, Gary Farrenberg, Archie Good, Dennis Hayes, Johnny Hayes, Gerald Lazat, Curtis Mullins, Ellis Suggs, Herschel Tanner, Silas Underwood, George Whitehead.
We're all here today because we will not allow the sacrifices of our honored fallen to go unrecognized. My name is Lester Woods. Please join me for a moment of silence to remember those who have given their lives while serving the citizens of our great state of Missouri. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Becky Almaroth. I'm the Chief Safety and Operations Officer. At MoDOT, our value starts with safety. It is at the forefront of everything that we do every day. A big part of safe practices include identifying and removing as many risks as possible. We even have a program in place to reward good catches, a preventive measure that identifies problems before they can occur. We want our work to be high quality work. We want that work to be efficient, but above everything else, and the most important thing is that we do our job safely. The MoDOT Safety Pledge is printed on the bottom of your program that you received today. Could everybody please get that out? I ask that everybody please say it with me. Safety is one of MoDOT's core values. I will fulfill my moral obligation to the public, my coworkers, and myself to carry out our mission safely. Thank you for joining us this afternoon. To honor our fallen workers, I know you join with all of us at MoDOT in the fervent hope that we never have to add another name to this memorial. Thank you.